Voila.
Hi. Bonjour.
Hello.
Bonjour. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Christian, I wanted to congratulate you, Idris and Sabrina on an extraordinary collection, you know, an important collection. And I wanted to really start by asking you, Christian, why it was important for you to collaborate with your friends with this project.
Because I think it is important, but it really comes from a very, very simple thing. I ended up being on Idris' Instagram, who was live with Opal Tomati and Sabrina. So I was hearing them, I was listening to them. The three of them were talking, and it was not only interesting, not only quite fascinating, but really moving. But I was also very proud of my friend. And then the day after, I spoke to Idris and I said, listen, you know, I've been listening to you and it was really an important moment for me.
I've been supporting Christian for a very long time and he has supported me before people would send me anything. And so here we are as friends and family now sort of saying, hey, black women amongst us, black men amongst us, men, women of all likes amongst us can for a second contribute to this, you know, and here it is, you know.
We had this conversation, how do you want to be remembered, you know, and Idris' answer was not as an actor, you know, but as someone who is a nice guy who probably could make a difference. I don't want to be remembered as a designer necessarily. There are some other things which are important, and I'd rather be remembered as a nice guy who actually tried also to help people when he could, the way he could. So this conversation we've been having before actually working on this collection.
Christian, you know, walk a mile in my shoes, and I turned to Idris and Sabrina because I wanted to ask why it was so important that you wanted to unlock empathy with this campaign.
I think that's a really beautiful way to unlock empathy, because I think that really speaks to what you were trying to get across with the message, walk a mile in my shoes. It's not necessarily walk a mile in our shoes or Christian's shoes or your shoes, Misan. It's to think about your neighbor, the person next to you who might not have the same equality in life based on such meaningless things, and to really just open up that conversation. When we were speaking to Opal, it was at the height of the Black Lives Matter movement after George Floyd's murder. And speaking to you now, there are protests right now over the death of another unarmed young black man. I mean, the conversation cannot end. There is so much work that needs to be done, and you see that. It's moving, and thank you.
It's about the contribution, you know. Some people can contribute by protesting, some people can contribute by turning legislation, some people can contribute by offering money. But the intention of the contribution is what is important. For us, this is the intention and the contribution feel like one thing, you know. You know, you pull together as friends, you have a dinner party, you tell whatever it is. But in this instance, we've pulled together this collection which has all the intention to utilize this moment of spotlight to shed on others so they can, you know, perhaps benefit, perhaps find some strength in themselves to contribute with intention themselves.
When we were first having these conversations, there were so many outputs to the cause that felt performative. And what I loved about what Christian was doing is we knew that every dollar from this collection, like 100% of it, as he says, was going to the cause.
Which is unique.
And it's so unique that it's baffling.
Do you want to just elaborate on that, Christian?
I thought, you know, it's a thing that needs to be done in a way, probably in a perennial way, first of all, to be fully dedicated at every level, which means that all the funds, you know, go 100% to the organizations. And like this, it's clear, it's something which has nothing to see with us. We are, this time, specifically dedicated 100% to one cause with different organizations.
And I know that some of the organizations involved are close, very close to work you're already doing. Can you just share a little bit about some of the organizations that will be supported with this project?
It was really hard to choose because there are so many organizations that are helping support the cause. But we were certain of is that we wanted to support organizations that were at the grassroots. We knew 100% where the funds were going, but also organizations that are close to our hearts. And one of the organizations is the Somali Hope Foundation. There's a school there that directly provides free education for children in poverty. And it's organizations like that that speak to us.
We're working with a small organization from Hackney, where I'm from. It's a theatre organisation designed to give kids an after-school programme that allows them to use art and theatre as their expression, and we've decided to work with them. Because again, there is traceability and there is a seed planted in the future, because these are young people.
Christian, please tell us about an organization that is very close to your heart, Gathering for Justice.
So, Gathering for Justice organization was founded by Harry Belafonte. And that's why we decided to support the Justice University program. It aims to train young people at a high risk of experiencing violence to become leaders in the community in order to drive change that leads to safety, healing, and justice.
And we've been working with an organisation called Purposeful, who's really focused in on young women, mentorship, and giving the courage and encouragement to see themselves as young queens.
Be Rose,
who offer a sort of a breakfast program, free food alongside their education. And again, you know, it's a seed planted in the future.
Christian, what does the freedom flower represent?
Alors, ça, you definitely have to ask Sabrina because she's been the most knowledgeable person about the freedom flowers.
It's such a symbol of peace and hope for so many people in this movement, and it was important for us to highlight positive images as well as it is, you know, the pain and the struggling. And that flower to me symbolizes the beauty of the struggle and the beauty of the perseverance of the people who have gone through that struggle.
Which again is important and really attached to every organization we've been working with, we are working with, you know, to give more freedom, freedom of speech, freedom in general, freedom of movement, instead of being locked or having someone to lock you in.
Well, this feels like one of the pillars of an amazing news story.
And to be continued.
Yes.
Yeah. Love you.